Hey guys, how are you doing today? We are here, Tim and I, to talk to you about how to handle a broken woman, and it's going to eventually go to something else. We don't know yet. We just kind of do these off the fly. So, but today we're going to talk a little bit about how to break down the walls that a broken woman has up, because I can tell you myself, coming from the life of being very broken, that you do have a lot of walls built up around you. Um, and of course, one way you break those walls is through prayer and reading the Word and just developing your relationship with the Lord, and that helps tear down walls. But you also have to be able to tear down the walls in your marriage. Just walls that you have up to protect yourself and to guard yourself from any possible danger. And that's exactly how you feel, possible harm and danger coming at you. So, me and Tim have been married 22 years. So we both know, we're not experts by no means, but we know a lot about this subject because of the life I lived and us living together for so long. So Tim, talk a little bit about breaking those walls down, breaking those barriers in me. Or even start out, I guess, with what were some of the walls that I had up that you noticed right away?
Well, to start out with you, it was, you're automatically expecting me to hurt you. You were waiting for the shoe to drop, and, I was going to be just like, your stepdad would be. And so at first it was, you had those walls built up so high that I couldn't penetrate. So some of the first things that you have to do is just be consistent in everything you do. When I show you kindness, when I show you love, it's just a consistent breaking down walls, because there's not one specific thing you can do, and the next day they're going to trust you. It's something that really takes time.
Yeah, and consistency is key, and you can't, with a broken woman, you can't joke and cut up and I don't want to use the term put her down, but for lack of a better term, even kidding, even in a joking fashion, because she's been so beaten down, through this abuse, however long it was. For me, it was my whole life until I met Tim and married him. So you're always put down, you're always beaten down, you're always talked to like you're less than nothing. So even joking, even kidding, oh, you didn't do that right. Oh, well, that looks ridiculous. Oh, well, this food tastes terrible. Even just jokes like that, even if you come back right away and say, oh, I'm just kidding, to a broken woman, it's very harsh. It's very hurtful. And Tim is a jokester. He kids and cuts up all the time. So that was something you had to learn, right? You couldn't cut up and joke with me like you normally could anyone else.
Yeah, there was no joking. Everything was serious, with me, because you always thought I was putting you down or, something like that. And a lot of times with a broken woman, they don't even feel worthy enough, of even love or even you showing them affection. Like, why do you love me? Why did you marry me? Why do you stay around? Why do you put up with all these panic attacks and, these crazy fears? And, that's a lot of what you're dealing with right now in your ministry. People don't even feel worthy enough to be on, to like your page on Facebook or to write you a letter. So, breaking down the walls is really, you feel so unworthy to even be in public, to be around, normal people, that you just kind of shut in, and those walls are built so high.
Yeah, when he says normal people, we are normal, but abuse makes us feel very abnormal and makes us feel like we have something to conceal, something to hide, something to be ashamed of. That the abuse was all our fault, that it's something wrong in us, but it's not.
So I would say that's a big wall to break down. It's the unworthy wall. To even get in, to even begin to go through a process of, change, you have to just shower the person with love and just consistent, being nice, being good to them, because of knowing that, living in, a home of abuse, you're always waiting for everything to change, something to go bad, and just creating an atmosphere, of peace in that home. And that's a very good way to break down walls.
Yeah, and another wall, that you have to break down, like you said, showering you with love, is that intimacy wall. That wall of, I don't want you close to me. I don't want you telling me you love me. I don't want you showering me with gifts and buying things for me and cuddling with me, because in my mind, it's all going to come to an end. I also have abandonment issues. I did growing up because my biological father left. And so either, he was going to leave me, or he was going to start beating me, attacking me verbally, something. So even just trying to cuddle on the couch or to buy me a gift, I was always thinking, what's behind this? What's your motives in doing this? And how long is this good behavior, so to speak, going to last?
And that's another wall that we had to fight through. You didn't want to get close enough to me that when I left, it wasn't going to hurt as bad. So you didn't want to invest, something that you thought was just going to come to an end anyway. So you held that wall up and didn't want me to get close enough to where I could hurt you. And
that was probably a wall for me that was the hardest to come down. I mean, there is an unworthy wall, a rejection wall, low self-esteem, no confidence walls. But that wall of letting him in, really letting him in and get super close to me, and me get super close to him, that was probably the hardest wall to come down for me, because I just knew as soon as I did, it was going to backfire in my face. So, talking about that, the other walls, I know, Tim, that I had no self-confidence, no self-esteem when we got married. So if you could maybe tell a couple of men watching or something, husbands watching, what are some things you did, to build my confidence? And I know we talked about this in some of my shows. Me and him did a few shows together, but maybe you didn't get to see those shows. So,
bragging on even the smallest things that you did, telling you you're beautiful all the time. Those things, at first they're not going to listen. I mean, they are listening, but they're not going to accept it. You're only saying that because you're my husband. You are beautiful. You've always been beautiful, and you knew that in a sense, but in another sense where you were abused so much, you didn't. Because we went for a few years, you thought that's all you had to offer was your beauty. That's the only thing, that kept me around was you beautiful. So, and that was another wall too we had to break down. I had to convince you, you're more than just your looks. You're more than just, the way you perform around the house, the way you clean or cook or, go do this or do that. You had to understand that I wanted you for you. And that took a long time.
Yes, and because I just couldn't understand, and maybe, some of you are watching this thinking the same thing. You have those thoughts that are just constantly coming at you of, why does he want me? What does he see in me? So-and-so didn't see it in me. They didn't see it in me. He or she didn't see it in me. What do they see? And, that I did know, like he said, I guess I didn't think I was the ugliest person on the earth. And when I would try to get a compliment at home, it just wasn't happening. I never had anybody compliment me. So I had to learn that when he was complimenting me, that he was being real. So, but we're just going to come on here and do these little, tidbit videos, maybe 10, 15 minutes, however the Lord leads from day to day, just to kind of, help strengthen and make your marriage better. And if it's good, it'll just get better. And if it's not so good, then we're still believing it'll get better, and the Lord will, heal your marriage through these videos. We did have kind of like a prophetic word, so to speak, given to us that these, videos would go really far in helping people. So I hope you watch. I hope they bless you. I hope you enjoy them. And Until our next video, like I always say in my show, don't forget that you could always go from broken to blessed.